Everyone, I want you to take a deep breath right now. Close your eyes for just a moment, and I want you to ask yourself, what if everything you are waiting for is already here, just in a dimension you haven't yet tuned into? Because the truth is this, you don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. There's a frequency, call it grace, call it intelligence, call it God, that orchestrates this universe with a wisdom far beyond our understanding. And this frequency, it's not waiting for your willpower, it's waiting for your alignment. So often we think we're waiting for something outside of us to change: the job, the relationship, the healing, the opportunity. But what if the moment you're longing for is waiting for you to become the version of yourself who's ready to receive it? You'll see this when God knows you're ready to see it. Why? Because truth is never hidden. You're simply not vibrating at the level where it becomes visible yet. Let me explain. Your brain is a record of the past. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel is wiring and firing neural patterns that either keep you anchored to your past identity or begin to shape a new one. But the divine, the quantum field, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't respond to who you pretend to be. It responds to who you truly are energetically. And so, the process of becoming ready isn't about waiting for time to pass. It's about transforming your state of being, because when your internal world changes, the lens through which you perceive reality shifts. It's like tuning a radio. The broadcast is already there, but you have to match the frequency to hear the music. So if you're asking, why haven't I seen the breakthrough yet? Why is the path still unclear? Why hasn't the door opened? Maybe it's not because you're not deserving. Maybe it's because the version of you that will recognize the answer hasn't been born yet. This isn't about punishment, it's about precision, about spiritual and energetic timing. You'll see it when your heart is no longer hardened by the past. You'll see it when your nervous system no longer expects disappointment. You'll see it when your vision isn't blurred by fear. That's when life reveals what was always there. So today, I invite you to step beyond the known. Step beyond your history, move from survival to creation, because the moment you shift your inner world to match the frequency of what you desire, reality must reorganize itself around that signal. Not because you forced it, but because now, finally, you're ready to see, and when you're ready, what seemed like coincidence will be revealed as design. What felt like silence will be recognized as guidance. What looked like waiting was actually preparation. So let go of the need to control when or how. Your only job is to become the version of yourself who can walk through the door when it opens. And I promise you, we are conditioned to believe that seeing is believing, but in truth, believing is seeing. And more specifically, asterisk being asterisk is seeing. Everything in the external world is filtered through your internal state. Your perception of reality is not a fixed truth. It is a projection of your current level of consciousness, your emotional state, and the energetic frequency you emit. This means that two people can stand in the exact same situation, and yet perceive it entirely differently, not because the environment has changed, but because their inner state determines what they are capable of recognizing. Your energy, your thoughts, emotions, and belief acts like a tuning fork, attracting and noticing experiences that resonate with your frequency. If your nervous system is conditioned by fear, scarcity, or unworthiness, then you will unconsciously filter reality through that lens. Opportunities may pass right in front of you, but you won't perceive them as possibilities. You won't see the open door, not because it isn't there, but because your internal signal is not calibrated to it. In neuroscience, we know that the brain is a prediction machine. It doesn't just passively receive reality, it actively edits it. Through the reticular activating system and neural habituation, your brain literally filters in what it expects and ignores what doesn't match your internal model of the world. In other words, your energy creates a selective awareness. The quantum model of reality shows us that energy is primary and matter is secondary. So when you elevate your state, when you tune your mind and body to coherence, gratitude, love, and wholeness, you begin to align with higher levels of possibility. You stop seeing through the eyes of survival and start perceiving through the eyes of creation. This is how new information, insights, and synchronicities begin to emerge. We often experience delay in our lives and interpret it as rejection or failure. But what we call delay may actually be divine intelligence operating with perfect timing. In the field of energy and consciousness, nothing is random. Every event, every pause, every season of stillness has purpose. Delay is not a void, it's a recalibration, a preparation for alignment. The universe, or what some call God, does not operate on human impatience. It responds to readiness, not resistance. When things are not moving as quickly as you want, it doesn't mean they are not moving. It means something is being refined, either within you or around you. Most people want change without becoming the person who can hold it. They ask for the vision, but don't yet have the nervous system capable of sustaining it. That's where delay becomes grace. If the opportunity, the healing, the relationship, or the revelation arrived before you were energetically equipped to receive it, it would pass right through your life. Not because it wasn't meant for you, but because you weren't yet a match for it. In that space of waiting, the subconscious mind is being reshaped. Patterns of thought and emotion are rising to the surface not to block you, but to be witnessed, healed, and released. This process is not linear, and it is rarely comfortable, but it is precise, it is intelligent, and it is governed by a frequency that knows more about your potential than your current identity does. What seems like a pause is often a redirection. What seems like silence is often instruction. The timing of manifestation is not based on calendar dates, but on coherence. Son, when your inner world finally mirrors the reality you've asked to experience. That is when alignment becomes access. Your future self is not just an abstract idea. It's a real, energetic blueprint that already exists in the quantum field. This version of you has already walked through the doors you're still approaching, already embodies the wisdom you're searching for, already lives in the reality you're trying to manifest. And the only thing standing between you and that future is your current identity, your habits of thought, emotional conditioning, and neurological wiring. Until those shift, the door remains closed, not because you're being denied, but because the person you're being is not yet capable of stepping into what your future self holds. Every time you visualize your ideal life, you're making contact with that future self. But contact alone is not enough. You must begin to think like them, feel like them, act like them before the external circumstances reflect their reality. The gate to the next level doesn't open because you wish for it. It opens because you've become the person who naturally belongs there. This is not about faking it or pretending. It's about embodying the energy, the mindset, and the emotional resilience of the version of you who no longer questions if it's possible. That version doesn't need proof, because they are the proof. And that level of being emits a different electromagnetic signature, one that draws the circumstances and opportunities aligned with that frequency. Transformation begins when you stop rehearsing your past and start rehearsing your future. When your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors align with the future you instead of the past you, your biology shifts, your brain reorganizes, your heart begins to entrain to elevated emotions. In that state, your future self becomes the gatekeeper, because only they can walk through the threshold of the new reality waiting for you in the field. Many people believe they are waiting on the universe to deliver their breakthrough, but in truth, the universe is waiting on them. It's waiting for congruence, for coherence between who they say they are and how they actually live, think, and feel each day. The universe responds to the vibrational state you occupy, not the words you speak or the intentions you write down once a month. Intention without embodiment is just noise in the field. What activates reality is the alignment between your inner world and the signal you send out into space and time. Every thought emits a frequency, every emotion carries data, Every repeated pattern of belief either opens or closes pathways of possibility. When there is internal conflict, when you ask for expansion but continue to live in fear, or desire love but operate in self-protection, the universe pauses. Not to punish, but to preserve the integrity of what's to come. The divine field is not in a rush. It is precise, and it's governed by resonance, not desire alone. This is why willpower often fails and why force leads to frustration. You cannot trick the field into giving you what your energy does not support. You cannot attract clarity while radiating confusion. You cannot call in abundance while holding on to lack as your identity. The mismatch creates resistance, and resistance slows momentum. Becoming ready is not about proving yourself worthy. You were always worthy. It's about removing the interference, clearing the static between your current self and the version of you who already lives in the answer. When your inner environment becomes a match for the life you're asking for, manifestation is no longer something you chase. It's something that is magnetized to you by who you are being in every moment before anything appears in your external life. It forms in the invisible. What you're asking for, healing, clarity, opportunity, is not created when it arrives. It's created long before, in the space where your thoughts, emotions, and intentions shape the energetic blueprint of what's to come. This is why the time between asking and receiving is not empty. It's essential. It's in this space that alignment is forged. It's where the subconscious mind is being rewired, your emotional body recalibrated, and your nervous system trained to hold what you've been asking to receive. Most people resist this invisible stage. They crave quick results, physical proof, immediate validation, but manifestation doesn't respond to urgency. It responds to readiness, and readiness isn't just a mindset, it's a state of being. If what you desire requires greater capacity, greater clarity, or deeper trust, then that capacity must be built in the unseen realm before the external world can mirror it back to you. If your vision asks for more responsibility, deeper love, or higher influence, then your inner architecture must grow strong enough to support it. This is the part of the process no one sees: the inner work, the reprogramming, the surrender, the practice of elevated emotion in the absence of physical evidence. It may look like nothing is happening, but on a quantum level, everything is happening. Coherence is being formed, identity is shifting, energetic alignment is crystallizing, and once that internal shift stabilizes, the external must follow, because matter is always the last to move. Just like seeds germinate underground before breaking through the soil, your manifestations form in energetic silence before they bloom in visible reality. Skipping this phase would be like harvesting fruit before it's ripe. It may look promising, but it won't sustain you. The preparation in the unseen ensures the arrival is lasting. The brain is designed to keep you alive, not necessarily to help you evolve. Its primary function is prediction based on the past, using memory to anticipate outcomes and avoid perceived threats. This means that the longer you live anchored to your history, your habits, traumas, and repeated emotional patterns, the more your brain wires itself to expect the same reality over and over again. In this state, you're not creating a future. You're reliving a memorized past and calling it destiny. The heart, on the other hand, is the gateway to the unknown. It's where you access intuitive intelligence, possibility, and a deeper sense of wholeness that's not based on what happened, but on what's becoming asterisk. When the brain leads without the heart, survival runs the show. You analyze everything, overthink, seek safety and certainty, and hesitate to take bold steps. You try to control outcomes instead of trusting the process. But when the heart begins to lead, something shifts. You start to make decisions from alignment instead of fear. You become more attuned to subtle guidance, more receptive to synchronicities, more able to feel the future before it arrives. The heart generates a powerful electromagnetic field, stronger than the brain, and when it's in coherence with elevated emotions like gratitude, love, or compassion, it sends signals to the brain that change its chemistry and function. This is where transformation becomes possible. The brain begins to entrain to the heart's rhythm, and instead of predicting your life based on pain or limitation, it begins to align with a vision that hasn't happened yet. Your biology shifts from defense to growth. This is how you begin to access creativity, insight, and inner knowing that were unavailable in states of fear. The brain may remember, but the heart knows how to lead beyond memory into potential you receive, not according to what you hope for or what you wish for, but according to what you consistently believe and embody. The universe responds to frequency, and frequency is determined by the thoughts you think, the emotions you repeatedly feel, and the identity you commit to in your daily life. If your outer words say you desire abundance, but your inner world is still defined by lack, fear, or unworthiness, the signal you are emitting is one of separation from what you want. The field doesn't interpret intention by language. It interprets vibration, and vibration comes from your state of being. Embodiment means you're not just visualizing or affirming something. You are becoming the version of yourself who already lives in that reality. You speak like them, think like them, feel like them. You carry yourself with the same emotional signature of the future you desire. And from that space, your actions are no longer forced or performative. They are natural extensions of a coherent identity. Belief is not simply intellectual agreement. It is the emotional certainty that what you have asked for is already done in the unseen, and your job is to align with it until it becomes visible. This is why elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, and love are so powerful. They signal to the body and the field that what you've asked for has already occurred, creating a vibrational match between your inner world and the outer one you're creating. When you embody the belief that your future is already unfolding in your favor, your biology shifts to support it. Your posture changes, your decisions change, your energy changes. You begin to experience confirmation not because reality is catching up, but because you have finally aligned with the version of yourself that was always meant to receive it. Spiritual timing does not operate according to your calendar, your urgency, or your expectations. It unfolds in alignment with your energetic readiness, not your emotional desire. You may want something with every part of your heart, but if your energy is still rooted in fear, doubt, or lack, the universe holds, not as punishment, but as precision. The timing of your breakthrough is not about delay for the sake of struggle, but about unfolding when you are truly able to hold and sustain what's coming. This is why some doors remain closed until your nervous system is no longer anticipating pain, loss, or rejection. Until then, timing is not delayed. It's delayed for your protection. When you are emotionally urgent, it is often because you are trying to escape your current state rather than become aligned with the next one. Emotional urgency is rooted in survival energy, in needing a result to feel safe or validated. But spiritual timing operates from a higher intelligence, one that measures not your level of desperation, but your level of coherence. When your energy is still chaotic or fragmented, what you desire cannot land because the structure to hold it doesn't exist yet. Coherence is the container that holds manifestation. This is why inner peace accelerates external results. When you're no longer rushing, forcing, or controlling the process, you become a vessel that is available to receive. The field responds to openness, not tension, and readiness is not marked by how badly you want it. It is marked by how stable and aligned you are without it. When your identity no longer depends on the outcome, but your frequency already matches the outcome, the right people, opportunities, and insights begin to move toward you. As if by divine choreography, what you cannot yet see is already here, woven into the fabric of the quantum field. The moment you ask for something, it is not created in the future. It is already created, waiting for you to align with it. The universe is not a linear timeline. It exists as a web of potential, and the moment you send a clear signal of what you desire, that potential takes form, waiting to meet you at the point of your highest alignment. What you are seeking is not distant. It's a matter of your vibration catching up to it. The problem isn't the absence of what you want, it's the misalignment between what you desire and the frequency you are emitting. We live in a world of frequency. Everything, from the most solid object to the most abstract thought, exists as vibration. This means the experiences, the opportunities, and the relationships you are destined for are already here. They exist as probabilities, accessible when your energetic resonance matches them. If your thoughts and emotions are dominated by lack or limitation, those are the experiences that dominate your field. But the moment you shift your state of being, your frequency, you open the door to new experiences that were always waiting for you. This is why change often feels invisible at first. It's not that nothing is happening. It's that your internal shifts haven't yet found their way into your outer world. You may not yet see the breakthrough, but the moment you align your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy with the outcome you desire, reality begins to rearrange itself to match your new vibrational signature. What was once invisible begins to materialize not as a new arrival, but as the logical manifestation of the energy you've been cultivating. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. The universe is not a marketplace where desires are handed out to the most eager or the most deserving. It operates as a reflection of your inner world. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. They form the energetic signature you send into the field, and it is this signature that attracts experiences, opportunities, and people into your life. You are not pulling from an external source of goods. You are drawing from a field that responds to your vibration, not your desire. The energy you emit is the magnet, and it pulls towards you what aligns with that frequency, whether it's what you want or what you don't want. If you are operating from a place of scarcity, fear, or limitation, those are the energies you send out, and the universe will mirror them back to you. It doesn't matter how much you wish for abundance or success. If your internal state is not aligned with those things, you will continue to experience lack. On the other hand, if your internal state shifts, if you begin to embody confidence, abundance, and trust, then those energies will attract the people, situations, and circumstances that match them. This is why mindset and emotional intelligence are so important in creating lasting change. You must become the person who already possesses what you seek, not just in thought, but in feeling and action. This is where the power of emotional coherence comes into play. Your feelings are the true creators of your reality. When you cultivate feelings of joy, gratitude, love, and certainty, you become a walking embodiment of what you want to manifest. It is not enough to want something. You must live as though it has already arrived. When you align your energy with the future you desire, it will begin to materialize before your eyes, not because you want it, but because you've become it.